Karen's audacity reached a ridiculous new level when she built a massive treehouse directly over my fence, assuming that her HOA authority and boldness could extend beyond reason or property lines. She believed her audacity would intimidate me and force compliance. What she did not anticipate was that I would respond with calculated strategy, turning her audacious act into a spectacular lesson in accountability. It began early one morning when I noticed construction materials stacked near my property line. Karen, along with a few hired workers, had started building a treehouse that extended well over my fence and partially onto my land. Her audacity relied entirely on assumption that the HOA could dictate actions on private property and that I would not respond. She was mistaken. I approached the scene calmly, assessing both the structure and the audacious overreach. The treehouse was impressive in size, but its intrusion onto my property gave me immediate legal leverage. Karen's boldness, which she believed would intimidate me, now became her vulnerability. Before engaging directly, I activated my sprinkler system, the kind designed for full yard coverage with precision controls. I opened the valves fully, ensuring that any attempt to remain on my property would result in a sudden, drenching shower. Karen, confident in her audacity, did not anticipate that my response would be both strategic and symbolic, a gentle yet effective assertion of control. As water cascaded over the treehouse and surrounding area, construction slowed, confusion spread, and Karen's workers hesitated. My audacious, but perfectly legal, response demonstrated that her assumption of authority over my land was entirely false. Karen's boldness, previously intimidating, began to falter under immediate consequence. I then approached the fence line and calmly explained to Karen the legal ramifications of building over my property without permission: trespassing, property damage, and potential civil action. My words, combined with the sprinklers and documentation from cameras, made the reality inescapable. Her audacious attempt at intimidation had now transformed into exposure and vulnerability. Neighbors, drawn by the spectacle, watched Karen's audacity collapse. Previously fearful of her aggressive overreach, they witnessed a masterclass in turning audacity into liability. Every claim she made about HOA authority was contradicted by clear property boundaries, legal rights, and observable action. Karen, refusing to admit defeat, tried to continue supervising the construction, shouting instructions over the water spray. I calmly maintained my position, emphasizing legal ownership, documenting the incident, and notifying authorities as a precaution. Her audacity was completely neutralized by preparation, legal authority, and strategic action. By mid-afternoon, Karen's treehouse project was abandoned, the workers dispersing under instructions and the threat of legal action. Law enforcement and local authorities were aware of the trespass and the HOA's audacious attempt to circumvent property rights, leaving Karen exposed to potential citations and civil consequences. Reflecting on the incident, the lesson was undeniable. Audacity, when untempered by law, preparation, and strategy, collapses spectacularly. Karen had assumed her HOA authority and boldness would intimidate me, but her reckless overreach had only ensured accountability and humiliation. By evening, Cedar Pines residents had fully absorbed the tale. Karen's audacious attempt to assert control over my property through construction had failed spectacularly, leaving her reputation in ruins. Her boldness, once feared, had become the mechanism for her exposure and public embarrassment. Karen's treehouse, intended as a symbol of audacity and intimidation, became a vivid demonstration of overreach backfiring. The sprinklers, documentation, and strategic response ensured that her boldness transformed into liability, teaching the community an unforgettable lesson. Audacity without foresight, legality, and preparation always collapses.